Here at the 2017 Women of Power Summit. I am with Marcia Ann Gillespie. She is former editor-in-chief of Essence. She's also one of the editors who was at Ms. Magazine. She's a gender and race activist, and she was a Legacy Award winner. On top of that, she just engaged in a very powerful, transparent conversation here with Caroline Clark. And I wanted to just ask you, Ms. Gillespie, if you can sort of expand on why it's so important for women like yourself with a wealth of knowledge and wisdom to pass that on to the younger generation. You said something, you said it's important that we give our children books every chance we can, and it's important that we make sure the younger generations are woke. Why is that so important?
Well, you know, again, when I was talking, I said, if you don't know where you come from, you never know where you're going. And so much of that, you know, yes, it's about the books. It's about, you know, making the pursuit of knowledge and information something that our children grow up taking in as early as possible, and it becomes, I want to call it, lifetime practice. But it's also important that those of us who've lived a minute longer, you know, take the time to spend the time to talk about what the journey's been like. Because so much of, you know, my initial understanding of who we are as a people really came from listening to my grandmother, my maternal grandmother who lived down the street, talk about what her life was like. It was about sitting at the dining room table with my parents, you know, and the conversations that were always part of that meal about who we are. You know, we're all so busy now, but you know, it is so important that you have one time during the day, if you have little people in your life, where you are sitting with them, sharing, well, this is what things were like. That's education. It doesn't happen always in a classroom. You know, and some of the most meaningful exchanges are those that happen just like, you know, like us, if there was no microphone, just sitting and being women together.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. And speaking of the classroom, you are now a teacher, a professor at SUNY Old Westbury. Why did you choose to take your career in that direction after working for Essence, after working for Ms. Magazine? Now you're passing down that knowledge in a classroom every day. Why is that important to you?
Well, when I stepped down as the editor-in-chief of Ms. Magazine, I, you know, basically stopped for a minute. I did a book, I would call it, it was a biography of Maya Angelou, and then I knew, though, that I always wanted to teach. It was what I thought I was going to do when I went to college. I thought I was going to be an American historian. It was always something I wanted to go back to at this stage of my life. I call it my semi-retired career. It is a wonderful way, quite selfishly, to stay in touch with young people and to learn from them. It is also because I think that because of my life experience and my work experience, have something to tell them and share with them. Because I'm basically, you know, teaching media and communications majors. And I do know a thing or two about that.
You do. I majored in media communications when I was at SUNY Old Westbury as well, so I can only imagine the knowledge you're passing on there. And I also wanted to ask you about your legacy. You received the Legacy Award here at the 2017 Women of Power Summit. What would you like your legacy to be?
Girl, I never really stopped to think about it in that way. I hope if I'm going to be remembered, that it will be as someone who helped to, I want to call it, create publications that have meaning and worth for women, and help to inspire and inform, you know, great numbers of women, especially black women. And that, you know, hey, that I did a good job of what I was doing. That, you know, but again, it's like you can't pick your husband's next wife. You can't decide what your legacy's going to be. The future decides that.